Good morning. Holly Good, you're here with the Reiki Station. Hey, listen, today we're going to do a little bit of teaching about Mars going retrograde April 18th. So, if you are driving, do not watch this video right now. You need to circle back because I've got some really intense information that I'll be sharing with you. So, this video might take a moment, but I'm going to upload it to YouTube and I'll share it with Facebook. And if you feel led to share it with your friends, more than happy to send on the information to the world. So anyway, we're going to spend a minute today talking about April 18th when Mars goes into retrograde, because most people are familiar with Mercury going into retrograde, which totally wrecks your technological systems. Numbers are affected. Things of the communication world are affected on that's a linear plane, kind of the mind thing. Mars retrograde affects us physically. And so it's my understanding as a basic beginning astrologist that this happens about every 2 years. And in May of 2014, that is when Mars was last retrograde. And I know for me personally, that was probably the worst season of my life that I can remember. And I say that in all genuineness. It was the hardest place in my life to get through. And I've had some hard stuff. So anyway, if Mars is going to be retrograde again for the next 5 weeks, I want to be prepared. So let's talk about what that means. First of all, Mars, the Roman god of war, which represents things like battle, strife, sexuality, impulses, domination, and boldness. So you can already see these key words from an emotional standpoint are going to be the energies that are coming towards us on April 18th through June 29th. Sorry, facts are important, but just kind of keep in mind. 5 weeks, guys. This is really big energy. Okay, what that means is for people who have an idealistic mind and have a vision set, especially those that have had a vision set for a while, this is the energy that comes along that is going to test you whether or not you truly want what it is that you say you want. So, you need to be aware that over the next 5 weeks, the energy, physical energy of individuals is going to be intense. It's going to require that you are plunged into action, that you put your money where your mouth is, and that instead of cooling your jets a little bit, you need to step back and see that people out there are getting a little bit irritated with things that are going on around them. And so if you're unaware of that intense energy coming from the Mars retrograde, then if people are going to be lashing out at you, like, you need to step back and say, I don't know where this is coming from, but that's not mine. If people are really overly emotional right now, because that is a key indicator of aggressiveness and intensity when it comes to that physical Mars sexual energy. So, and I say sexual, and I don't mean in a wowie way. I say sexual as in an aggressive energy of taking from people. So I know that sounds weird, guys, but listen, we need to talk more about this stuff and not be so embarrassed by it. So just saying. Anyway, remind yourself that when this energy comes on April 18th, it's kind of fair play. So if you find yourself in a confrontational situation, just realize that you need to think about what that other person might be going through and don't take things personally initially. If somebody comes in your face and says, you're a big fat jerk, then all of a sudden you'll be like, whoa, hold on a minute. That's confrontation. But if somebody is just in the mind of being overwhelmed and aggressive, and they're frustrated and they're mad and they're talking, but they're not really talking to you, but they're talking to you because they need to get it out, like, step back, because that energy is probably not meant for you. It's just people are going to feel the heat and intensity of this Mars retrograde energy. So just keep that in mind. Be conscious that, hey, dude, CTFO, like, chill out. It's okay. It's okay. Because I'm telling you, this energy's coming. Also, cultivate relationships that are sophisticated. This is a perfect time to align yourself with like-minded people. So I, being me, those of you that know me as Scorpio, and I have a hard time letting go of any relationship that meant anything to me. In all worlds, in all fashions. So, people get clingy, people get possessive sometimes. And if you start to realize you need to cultivate long-term relationships that are actually more sophisticated, you'll realize that petty things and people coming in your life and going in your life over the course of decades, like that's okay. That's a beautiful experience. And I've had to learn that by changing my philosophy of life. And it's been a really tremendous learning process for me. So cultivate relationships that are sophisticated and let the people that don't really benefit you go. Don't try to hold on to them if they're not benefiting you. And I'm not talking about like your mom or your dad or your son or your daughter. Or, some people are there for life, but people that just you need to let go of out in the world, let them be. Like, don't try to hold on to them if it's not meant to be, because you'll know it becomes an aggressive relationship. So and kind of last but not least, just realize that intense fire energy coming from your root chakra, actually, which is red, like Mars is the red planet. Remember, we're talking about Mars here. That energy brings in key points of change. And so if you're somebody who really has been wanting to make major changes in your life, but you've just not been able to do it because there's been a resistance against you, the next 5 weeks, that window of intense energy is there to burn away things that don't belong in your life and to bring in things, a culture that you feel like that you could sustain, because we're coming up on summer. We just got into spring. It's still really cold out, so I'm not really sure if it's here yet, but I think this week things are going to change. So anyway, guys, video blog this time. A lot of times I write this stuff out in my head. It's fast. It's, information's coming in. I'm loving life. I'm loving where my path is taking me as an owner of a dynamic company that I see. Like, it's not built yet, but it's coming, guys. I'm so excited about it too, because it genuinely has been something I've thought long and hard about, and I'm an open book. So if you got any questions about the Reiki station, about Reiki energy, about Christianity, about astrology, about being a woman, about your period, I don't care. Ask me, because I will tell you the God's honest truth about what I feel is happening in the world around us. So anyway, that's it. Hey, if you have any questions, let me know. Also, check out the ReikiStation.com website. We're going to be making some updates to that soon, because in 2017, I plan on doing a grand opening in the space, whether it's this big, or this big. I don't care. It's coming. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and remember to live the dream. And again, share this video, or if you were in the car and you just like throw it in the seat and let it run. So you should definitely watch it again, because, I make so funny faces. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you later. Be well. Live the dream. See ya.